everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be on a cut crease but make it soft glam. So if you want to see how to get this soft glam cut crease, then keep on watching. Today I'm going to be using the Amrezy palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. This palette is limited edition, but I believe it is still out there. You can still purchase it on Ulta, Sephora, Anastasia's website. It's a good palette if you don't have any Anastasia palettes and you're looking into purchasing one. I do really enjoy this one. I'm priming my eyes with just a random concealer. I like to use the Colourpop Pretty Fresh, but it doesn't really matter which one you use. Any old concealer that you use for an eye base will do. I'm going to take this shade right here. I'm not even going to attempt to say it because it's going to sound ridiculous, but this one, and I'm going to use it as a transition shade in the crease. I'm just taking a fluffy blending brush. Any fluffy blending brush will do. I'm taking it right in the crease as a transition shade, and I'm letting it go a little bit more upwards to already start giving that feline effect to the eye. Now I'm taking this dark brown called 1989. Whoops, it's 1988. I'm taking this tiny little pencil blender brush. Now I'm taking it in the crease just below. Now I'm just taking that first blending brush and buffing it out with windshield wiper motions. And I don't want a little harsh demarcation here, so I'm going to buff in this inner portion as well. Now I'm just taking a tiny bit of the concealer we used as a base, and I'm going to kind of carve out like a soft cut crease. Now I'm going to take this shade Anastasia. It's kind of like a pinky gold peach, very unique. I'm going to take that with my finger, and I'm going to pop that on the lid. And then to get it in the more precise parts, like on that curve, I'm using that same flat brush that we used from earlier, but I'm wiping it off so there's no concealer on it. Now I'm taking MAC Cosmetics Teddy Eye Kohl, and I'm going to do a little wing. So I'm just going straight out, drawing the wing inwards, and then I'm going to start rimming the lash line gently. Stopping right before the tear duct. Filling that wing in slightly, but it's okay that it's not perfect. I'm going to smudge it out with this little angled brush. And now I'm going to go over that wing using the same angled brush, and I'm going to take that 1988, the dark brown shade. So before we finish the eyes, we're going to do the base makeup. I already primed using the Juno&Co Moonshine Miracle Cream. This is one of my favorite face primers. It is a priming moisturizer. I'm all about the priming moisturizers. I don't really ever use like a silicone blurring primer. I really enjoy this primer though because as a moisturizing primer goes, it does kind of blur the skin and minimize your pores. At least the appearance of it. You can't really shrink your pores, but it makes them look smaller and smooths out your skin while hydrating and moisturizing. I'm taking the NYX Born to Glow foundation in the shade Medium Olive. I pumped that on the back of my hand, and I'm going to use this Moda Brushes little foundation brush to put it on the face. Lately I've been liking to go in sections of my face instead of just putting it all over the face and then buffing it. Gotta hit that mustache area. I'm taking the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. This concealer is pretty full coverage, so I don't like to use a lot of it. I like that it's not drying under the eyes, hence the hydrating part of the name. I do really like this concealer so far. I'm going to take a little brush and buff it out. I'm I'm going to set this with my Charlotte Tilbury powder. I'm trying not to use too much expensive like base products right now while I'm stuck at home, but I don't like a lot of other powders. I like that this one is pressed. I'm not really big on loose powders all the time, and it doesn't make my under eyes look cakey. Something that I always do after blending out my concealer is I take my foundation brush and I pat it in so it blends seamlessly with the foundation with no extra product, and then I set my under eyes. Now I'm going to bronze my face. I'm using my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I'm going to lightly contour my nose, not really because I don't like the shape of my nose or anything, but because with lighting and pictures and camera and everything, I feel like my nose kind of disappears if I don't add some dimension to it. I always just pat my foundation brush over it to blend it in. I'm going to go in with MAC Mineralize blush in the shade Like Me, Love Me. This is one of my favorite blushes, and I can still never remember if it's Like Me, Love Me, or Love Me, Like Me. I always have to read the back of the blush. I'm going to use my Anastasia Dewy set. I'm taking Maybelline Raw Chocolate. Now I'm taking Lime Crime Wet Cherry Gloss in the shade Unripe Cherry. To finish off the eyes, I'm going to connect the liner to the lower lash line, and then I'm going to blend it out with that same 1988 shade. Then you can take that pencil blending brush we used earlier without any extra product and buff it inwards. Now I'm going to pop on some mascara and eyelashes, and we'll be done with the eyes. I didn't realize I wasn't recording, so I finished off by putting the Nabla Skin Glazing highlight in the shade Amnesia on my cheeks. As I said in my last video, it's a pretty close dupe to the Amrezy highlighter. It's not spot on, but it is pretty close. I probably should have used that one with the Amrezy palette, but I wasn't thinking. So if you have that one, you can use it. Any highlighter you have will do. That's a great one if you have it, especially because it goes with the palette. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this cut crease but make it soft glam video, if you enjoyed this look, if you enjoy my content, then please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Give this video a like, share it if you're feeling generous, and I will see you all next time. Bye guys!